Some operations on the battlefield may appear relatively simple at first glance. A position is identified, the enemy's location is determined, and the assault begins. But once the actual fighting starts, a significant gap can emerge between the original plan and what actually happens on the ground. Especially in wooded areas with limited visibility, the soldiers' biggest challenge is not simply the enemy in front of them. They have to constantly deal with the uncertainty of not knowing where the next shot will come from, being unable to see what is just a few meters ahead, and remaining alert at all times for the possibility of an attack from above. In an environment like this, decisions sometimes have to be made within just a few seconds. Do you take cover, keep moving, return fire, or change position? A single wrong decision can completely change the course of an operation that only moments earlier appeared to be under control. The situation faced by the Ukrainian forces in this footage is exactly that kind of scenario. What initially appears to be a controlled advance becomes far more complicated the moment contact is made. Knowing where the enemy is located is one thing. Coming face to face with them in an actual firefight is something else entirely. Ukrainian forces are launching an operation against Russian occupying forces in the eastern part of the country. The footage begins directly from the Ukrainian soldiers' trenches. For now, the fighting is limited to exchanges of fire between the opposing trench positions. We encounter an unusual type of weapon that we do not often see. This soldier is controlling a weapon remotely using a joystick.
Стой, я туда отойду.
There is no clear information about the exact location of the enemy yet. However, their general direction is known. RPGs are being fired toward the enemy's position. For the moment, these are mostly suppressive shots aimed toward the suspected enemy positions. Suddenly, an enemy FPV drone is spotted in the sky. It appears that the Ukrainian soldiers are prepared for this kind of threat. A double-barreled weapon is quickly brought into action.
О!
And the FPV drone is shot down.
Давай, давай дуплета.
The Ukrainians continue conducting suppressive fire at regular intervals. Other than the Russian FPV drone attack, we do not see any significant movement from the Russian side. As the operation continues, armored vehicles are brought forward to support the positions. They are deployed among the trees, allowing them to remain partially concealed. The armored vehicles also begin laying down suppressive fire toward the enemy positions. The goal is to disrupt the Russian forces and reduce their ability to operate effectively. Depending on the activity in the area, the infantry will likely move in to launch an assault. After completing their mission, the Ukrainian forces withdraw from the area.
Пехота, земля!
Ukrainian infantry begin advancing through the wooded terrain. The Russians must not know their position, so the soldiers try to move as quietly as possible.
Отак по прямой, хлопці кажуть, 150 метрів до пірів. Канал глушиться повністю.
However, with visibility severely limited by the dense vegetation, anything could happen at any moment.
І так?
Якщо що, а це ж ту посадку.
Ага. Оту.
Тупо насипай ще.
Поняв.
Насипав і сібав.
Ну все, я сюди вибрав.
Як позивний?
Буду скатуватися.
Якщо в мене виникнуть на углу проблеми, тоді нахуй я тобі закричу, і ти піднімаєш сюди своїх, і отсюди гасимо їх.
Ага.
Да. Це йди сюди.
Тоді ми тут троє остаємося. Все, я їм поясню, що робити.
Репку хай включи.
Зараз?
Так, зараз. Репку і сюди.
Так, хлопці, ви поки внизу. Якщо чуємо перестрілку, по очереді підкатуємось. Ось по прямій отак. Отрабатуємо по посадці. Да. Він сидить з ребом внизу, ми вдвоєм по очереді, поки побудь трохи нижче. Бо бачиш, сюди ось прилітає. Будь трохи нижче, замускуйся.
The Russian position is identified, and the firefight begins.
Якщо що, готовимося, блядь, отрабатувати по прямой по посадці. Відходьте, прикриваю! Давай, відходь, відходь! Замена! Відходь! Відходь, сука, ти в мене на секторі стоїш!
Other infantrymen in the nearby position become aware of the situation and join the engagement with a grenade launcher.
Повторюю. Є? Щось. Є. Так. Постріл.
В зоні цього стали, блядь, ззаді нам.
In wooded terrain, crew-served weapons can be particularly effective because infantrymen have difficulty spotting enemy positions through the dense vegetation. The soldiers then switch to a machine gun. With the assistance of FPV drones, the enemy forces in the operational area are gradually cleared out. However, the activity in the area is far from over. The Ukrainian forces have only managed to cut off the enemy's advance route. Air attacks from both sides continue, as the situation remains active. The infantrymen assess the situation at their position.
Вийдіть на с***, уточніть. Це наша над нами.
Це по нам. Це по нам. Надо уходити.
Зараз, подожди, якщо буде ще один, то...
With the immediate task completed, they can now begin moving away from the area.
Зустрічайте, ми до вас в ЖК. Все? Конечно. Оп. Тихо. Осторожно. Еба. Сука!
Надо, наверное, дальше звати. Не надо дивитися зараз.
Я на прийомі.
Передає, що вони зараз глушать, і вони не можуть до нас добратися, як прийняв.
Та ми розуміємо по тим, що тут прилітає.
Надо ждать темноти, блядь.
Та ні, треба йти, блядь, поки воно ще сіряк. Да, віддихнув.
I want to show you another operation taking place in a wooded area. The Ukrainian soldiers are fully camouflaged and equipped specifically for the operation.
Ти камеру включив? Ні,
It is known that Russian forces are hiding somewhere in this area, and they are believed to be a small group. Suddenly, gunfire can be heard. It appears that the Russians have detected their presence.
Своя. Два уйобка. Бігли через просіки до нас. Одного зняли в лоб, другий чуть-чуть лівіше.
Та справа від вас має бути валятись, там був рух.
After several minutes of fighting, a Russian soldier is neutralized. But as the Ukrainians move in to check the area, the situation suddenly becomes tense again.
Блядь, на горбу, пацаны. Ой, ай, блядь, он по мне хуй, пацаны, блядь.
Watch how the Ukrainian soldier narrowly avoids the incoming rounds. That was extremely close. Once they manage to get into a better position, they successfully take down the Russian soldier.
Що ти?
One of the Ukrainian soldiers is wounded during the engagement, but fortunately, his injuries are not life-threatening.
Я скинув рюкзак. Що то? Спину, спину, спину. Тече. Ні, там, я нічого. Та, братишка, не блядь, тошнить нахуй. Начал хуйти в рюкзак, только прошивает. У меня граната задымилась. Я скинул, она начала дымить.
The drone operators then begin targeting the remaining enemy forces in the area.
Опа, ще гранату кидає.
Це наш скид? Скоріше за все, вони перебігли туди далі до хатів. Кому треба гранати? ФК є. Давай одну. Тут хороший є? Все, відходимо, відходимо. Не повезло. Вона в чергу таку забрав.
Документи візьму, забираємо. Все забрав?
Все, давай, давай, вещи забрали, відходимо. Відходимо отсюда. Новий рюкзак. Хороший.
In the end, the Ukrainian forces managed to clear the area without suffering any fatalities.
Камера включена? Да. Все, виключи.